I was just about to carry out a bed bug spray here on site. So bed bugs. So what are bed bugs and why are they nasty? So bed bugs basically live off your blood. So they generally, from the description, bed, are seen in and around your bed. They live in your mattress. So it's obviously while you're asleep at night, they'll go for your ankles, your wrists, round the top, your neck here. It's where you're warmest, which is where they'll go for. So the only thing you can do is either spray them or you have to use a steamer. Now, the gentleman that we're doing the service for today doesn't want the steam. He wants the actual spray doing. We would always recommend steam. The reason being is when you do the steamer, it comes out the end of the nozzle at 180 degrees centigrade, which means it's going to kill both the bed bugs and the eggs instantly. So anything above 80 degrees, eggs are killed. And it generally just fills a room full of this super steam. So it's less chemicals being put into the atmosphere, etc. Less chance of a reaction to you, because sometimes, you know, the chemicals themselves, there's, you know, a 0.1% chance that you may have a bit of a skin reaction from the chemical itself. But the client himself wants the actual spray, not the steam. So we're going to be using this is K-Othrine. It's going to be a dilution rate of 10 millilitres to 1 litre of water. 1 litre of water should do 1 square metre, and that's on the first application. If we need to come back and do a second application, which we probably will do, then we're going to do 5 millilitres to 1 litre, and that'll be on the second one, which will be in a week's or so time. So bed bugs, why are they annoying? Well, unfortunately, they live on your blood. So they leave little bite marks, which are irritants, etc. They'll be in your bed. Generally, what they'll do is they'll go for your ankles or your wrists or the area around your neck, because that's where you're the warmest. So you'll wake up and you'll have little bite marks. They'll be irritable, they'll be itching, etc., etc. So you have to spray everywhere in the property. So we'll be looking at things like the carpet, the bed base itself, underneath the bed base, the headboard, behind the headboard, the skirting board, all the way around the skirting board will be done. Inside cupboards will be sprayed, literally everywhere and anywhere. It's a horrible expression, but unfortunately it's about the right expression. So basically a queen lives life being gang raped by male bed bugs. So she tries to get as far away as possible from the males. So hence the reason, you know, she'll be off in somewhere corners. We found them underneath or at the back of picture frames. You find them on the nets, on the curtains, etc., etc. Now, bed bugs themselves start out as an egg. Now, these are normally, when the queen lays the eggs, there's like a little bit of a glue so they can get attached underneath things. So even if you're looking on the floor and you think, oh, I can't see anything, you have to look up and underneath things because they attach them on there. Once they've hatched, they then go through 5 stages of growth, or 5 stages of a blood feast. So basically what happens with a blood feast is they'll come along, they'll suck up your blood, they'll completely fill themselves with blood, they will then shed their skin and grow, and then repeat the process. And this happens 5 times, and on the 6th time, that's when they're adults. That's when they're a lot bigger, which is why the reasons why, if you've ever had bed bugs, they all vary in size, and you think, well, why are they all different in size? Are they different species? No, it's just through the different stages of the life that they're going through. Now, as I said, you can do the steam. I much prefer to use the steam because the steam generates from the end of the nozzle 180 degrees, which literally fills an entire room. It loosens up the glue that the eggs are stuck to, so obviously they fall down. Because it's over 80 degrees, it kills the eggs and it kills the bed bugs, and it penetrates all them little voids that you may miss when you're doing a spray. Unfortunately, the client wants a chemical spray for peace of mind. He's got it in his mind that he wants a chemical spray, so we're going to be doing the chemical spray. So to carry out the chemical spray, you're going to need a full face mask like this one. Now that one's got a chemical filter, as you can see on the end of it. Literally, it'll cover my entire face. We do air tests on these masks once a year to make sure that there's no gaps going all the way around. We'll be using a complete biohazard suit. So this is the biohazard suit that we'll be using. So we'll be top to bottom, we'll have our gloves on, and we'll also have shoe covers on as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and set everything up, and then we'll take a little bit of a video. We'll speed it up so you're not wasting your time bored looking at me just spraying, just to show you what we're doing.
So I'm just going to explain to you what I've done. I did a bit of a speed up video earlier on, just as we were doing the spraying. So I'm just going to show you what I actually did spray. So if you noticed here, bed bugs can be inside the buttons. So you noticed as I was spraying, I went along and did them first, and then I went backwards and forwards all over it. You'll notice that I sprayed all the way around here, and I give that a real good coating. So again, bed bugs can go underneath there. Now when it comes to the headboard, it's the same principle. So I actually did the buttons first, and then I did all these little lines to make sure that they were all done, and then went backwards and forwards, did the sides, did the back, same on the bed, same on the bases as well. I've also done inside this box, and I'm now, once I get another 5 litres of diluted mix back into the old sprayer, we'll carry on and do there. Now with the carpeting, you can actually see parts of the carpeting where I've sprayed, but I've also done underneath the edges, because they actually get underneath this gap here and live underneath there as well. We've also sprayed the actual blinds, the curtains, and the mechanism itself. I think I'm just going to spray up there in that corner because it looks as if there's a bit of a gap. Anywhere around the wood where potentially there's a gap, we've sprayed as well. So we've just finished spraying the property itself. What we're going to do now is we're going to put some of these are monitors, bedbug monitors, and basically it's a trap. So what you've got there in the middle is a bit of a sticky pad, like that, and right in the centre of it you'll see a little red dot, and that's like a protein blood, so a false blood, to attract them inside the trap. So that's how you put the trap together, like that. And let me show you what we've done already. So we've sprayed all in this room. As you can see, everything in here has been completely and utterly sprayed, and you can tell, I mean, look at the moisture just coming out of there, and the same on that there as well. All around the edges have been done, every bit of carpet has been done. We're going to put one of the traps down in this area here, just as again, as I said, to monitor. So we go through this way into the bedroom itself, and as you can see in the corner, I've already put one down, and there's another one down there as well. And as you can see, as I showed you earlier on, everything's been completely and utterly sprayed. So what we'll do now is we'll just monitor it for the next week. We've got some spare traps to go down, so we'll be back again next week just to check the traps, see if there's anything inside, and then obviously see if the client's been bit.